Okay, think about this for a second. We eat, we breathe, and we excrete just to stay alive, right? If you stop doing any of those things, yeah, game over. But reproduction? An organism actually doesn't need it to survive at all. Plus, it takes a massive amount of energy. So, why on earth does nature waste so much precious energy on it? Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are basically hacking the ultimate code of biology. We're going to answer that exact question and figure out how life just keeps making more life. Think of this as your master blueprint for understanding how organisms reproduce. Grab your focus because we're going to make this super simple, highly visual, and completely board exam ready. Let's get into it. Here is our roadmap for today, just 6 quick checkpoints. We'll start with why reproduce and the master blueprint, then look at the solo reproducers, figure out why 2 parents, decode plant reproduction, and finally talk about puberty. Let's move. Section 1, why reproduce and the master blueprint. So back to our first question. Think about a single cat. If it never reproduces, it's going to be totally fine. But if every single cat stopped, the whole species vanishes forever. Reproduction isn't about the individual. It's absolutely crucial for preventing an entire species from getting wiped out. Now, how exactly do they do it? It all comes down to the master blueprint. Imagine zooming way, way in on a microscopic level. Inside the cell is the nucleus. Inside that, you've got chromosomes. And packed tightly inside those is the ultimate zip file, DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid. Write that full form down right now for your exams. It's literally the software code for your body. 2 eyes, 2 legs, 1 head. It is all written right there in the DNA. When an organism reproduces, the most basic event is making a copy of this DNA. But here's the crazy part. The biochemical reaction that copies your DNA is never 100% perfect. It's kind of like handwriting an entire textbook. You're going to make a tiny typo somewhere. These slight errors or changes are called variation. And let me tell you, this is biology's greatest superpower. Why a superpower? Well, imagine a population of bacteria just chilling in normal, temperate water. Suddenly, global warming causes the water temperature to spike. If their DNA was 100% identical, complete wipeout, they'd all die. But because of variation, a few mutant bacteria happen to be heat-resistant. They survive, multiply, and literally save the entire species. Variation is the ultimate survival insurance and the main driver of evolution. Section 2, the solo reproducers, or asexual reproduction. Let's take a look at organisms that don't even need a partner. It's honestly like a showcase of biological superpowers. First step is fission, which basically just means splitting. And hey, this difference is a massive board exam favorite. In binary fission, 1 cell splits into exactly 2. Amoeba can split in any random direction, but Leishmania, that's the Kala-Azar parasite with the whip-like tail, has to split in one specific plane. Then you have multiple fission, where 1 cell bursts into many, like Plasmodium, the malaria parasite. Next is fragmentation, where a mature organism like Spirogyra just breaks into pieces, and each piece grows up. Regeneration is even wilder. Cut a planaria or a hydra into pieces, and each piece regrows a full body. Now, quick exam tip. Why can't we do this if we lose an arm? It's because we have complex, highly specialized tissues, not just a random blob of cells. For humans, regeneration is just a repair tool, not true reproduction. A few more solo tricks. We have budding. A tiny bud grows out of a yeast or hydra, matures, and just pops off to live its own life. Then there's spore formation. Think of that gross black mold on old bread, rhizopus. It drops spores with thick, armor-like walls that can survive super harsh conditions. They just wait to land on something moist, and boom, they start growing. The final solo trick is vegetative propagation. This is a literal gardening cheat code and another frequent exam question. Plants use roots, stems, or leaves, like bryophyllum growing tiny babies right on its leaf margins. The pros? It's lightning fast, you get flowers earlier, and it gives us seedless bananas and roses. The cons? 0 variation. Because there are exact clones, one disease can wipe out the entire farm. Section 3. The plot twist. Why 2 parents? If solo reproduction is so fast and so easy, why did nature invent the whole hassle of finding a partner? It is all about turbocharging our superpower, variation. Asexual reproduction is kind of like a slow copy-paste. But sexual reproduction, it takes 2 completely different DNA blueprints and mashes them together. You instantly get a brand new, highly adaptable upgrade designed to survive a changing world. But wait, here's a biological math puzzle for you. If you combine DNA from two parents, wouldn't the baby have double the DNA? And then the next generation quadruple? Nature's clever fix for this is meiosis. It's a special cell division process that slices the number of chromosomes in sex cells exactly in half. So half from mom plus half from dad equals one normal, perfect blueprint. Let's break down these two special sex cells, or gametes. The male gamete is tiny and built like a little torpedo. Its only job is to be highly motile and travel fast. The female gamete, the egg, is much larger. Why? Because it's packed with a massive store of food and energy to nourish the new life once they actually fuse together. Section 4, Plant Reproduction Decoded. We all kind of know how animals find partners, but plants are literally stuck in the mud. So how does this actually work inside a flower? Let's simplify the flower diagram. The stamen is the male part. Super easy memory trick, right? It produces that yellow pollen dust. Right in the center is the pistil, the female part. It has three main zones: the sticky stigma at the top to catch pollen, the style tube in the middle, and the swollen ovary at the bottom, safely hiding the egg. Major exam hack alert. Never, ever mix these two up. Pollination is just the external transfer journey. It's pollen taking an Uber via the wind, water, or a bee to get to the stigma. Fertilization is the internal fusion, when the male germ cell finally meets and merges with the female egg to form a zygote. Think of it this way. Pollination is the delivery, fertilization is the unboxing. Let's trace this epic microscopic journey step by step. Step 1, pollen lands on the sticky stigma. Step 2, it literally drills a tunnel, a pollen tube, all the way down the style. Step 3, that tube hits the ovary. Step 4, the male cell travels down and fuses with the egg. Boom, fertilization. After that, the ovule develops a tough coat to become a seed, and the whole ovary swells up to become the fruit you eat. Section 5, Puberty and the Human Changes. Let's bring this explainer a little closer to home and talk about that awkward, confusing, but totally normal time in early teenage life, puberty. In your early teens, your body undergoes a massive software update. Some changes hit absolutely everyone. You get hair growth under your arms and in genital areas, new hair on your arms and legs, oily skin, and yes, those lovely pimples. Mentally, you become hyper-aware of yourself and your body. Reassure yourself right now, these are just shared biological milestones. We all go through it. Then there are the sex-specific changes. For girls, breast size increases, nipples darken, and the monthly menstruation cycle begins. For boys, it means facial hair, your voice cracking and deepening, and the totally natural growth and erections of the penis. These are just distinct biological steps physically preparing the male and female bodies for the possibility of reproduction. But why does this happen in your teens and not, say, when you're 5? Here's the truly fascinating part. When you're a kid, your body's single goal is survival and growing taller and stronger. But once you reach a stable size, it flips a biological switch. General growth slows way down, and the body diverts its resources over to sexual maturation. And that pretty much ties the whole thing together. From amoebas splitting, to flowers growing pollen tubes, to humans dealing with voice cracks, it's all just nature's grand strategy to pass on that master DNA blueprint. You are now totally prepared to ace this topic on your board exams. But I want to leave you with this final, crazy thought. If sexual reproduction is all about creating brand new variations to survive the future, what do you think the human blueprint will look like 1,000,000 years from now? Thanks for learning with me today, and stay curious.